Part 16 of the Dubstep, the Chop Power course. My name's Tom Cosm, and we've been working on bass lines, and we've got some pretty fat ones going on. Some really crazy ideas have been happening. This next one I want to create for you is it's a little bit of a silly one. So it's kind of a carny, circusy type one. Pretty simple, but I like it. It's really good to kind of for contrast if you've got really deep, heavy stuff. So I'm just created a MIDI track, and this is bass 15. This is the second to last one, which is quite exciting for me. Okay, so let's load an operator as usual. So I'm just going to go for a sub here. So look at our sub, insert a note, a MIDI clip. This is the fun part, right? Okay, add the swing to that. And I'm going to bring these notes down. That sounds good. So that's our sub. I'm going to group that. Call that sub. Now I want this kind of little whiny, kind of funny little thing up the top. So I'm adding another operator into the chain. Call this whiny. I've already used whiny, but that'll do. So now that's just doubling up on the sub. Let's bring the course value up to, let's say, 4. That's good. Now we're just going to stick with the sine wave here. Remember I said sine waves aren't very good for anything apart from down in the bass. While I was lying, they can be quite fun if you give them an LFO on the pitch and wobble them really fast. So I'm turning the LFO on. By default it's set to A, B, C and D. The pitch, what we want, I mean we can turn these three off, we don't need them. If I bring the amount up, but if I bring the rate up, bring the amount down a bit. Let's go up to course 8, which is, of course, is another octave. I mean, you're going to hit the octaves when you got the harmonics of 1, 2, 4, 8, 16, 32. So 8 will be the next octave up. That sounds good for that. And let's create one more here. I want this to kind of be like a comical kind of... We'll use a saw wave, and we just kind of... I want it to just kind of go wob, 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 wob. Alright, so we'll call this wob. We've got whiny, sub, and wob. Let's create a saw wave here. Turn the filter on. Bring it down. Give it an envelope. Ooh, not the sustain, the envelope. So again, this envelope is going to control how the filter works. So if we have a bit of attack, it's going to open up. It's almost what I want. If I give it a bit of resonance, it's going to amplify the cutoff point. What if we bring this course up to 2? It could be interesting. That sounds good. But what I'm going to do is this wub. Let's group the operator within that chain. So now we have an instrument rack here. So we have a rack. We have a rack within a rack. I'm going to duplicate that operator, and we'll call this wub left. Whoops, and we'll call this wub right. So we bring this one all the way to the left and this one all the way to the right. Remember, this is our pan. And so we've got two things doing the same thing. But if we change one of these slightly, so let's change the attack slightly of this one. Let's change the decay even. What if we fine tune one of them a little bit? I kind of like that. The sub isn't really punching through, so let's do our trick where we turn the pitch envelope on, bring it up, and just bring the decay time short, and bring the peak up, so we've got that little bump. I think these are a bit too loud. Whoa, that sub is a kick. Less decay time. See, it's got that nice kind of punch. It's a really good trick, that one. I like that one. So it's just a little funny. Let's change that note so it kind of leaves it hanging. Awesome. So let's just go back a bit. Yeah, cool. Alright, let's call that one Carney. Awesome. Well, last one to go, tomcosm.com.